This fourth and final video of this series on the historical Bain's Kloof Pass features the southern section descending southwards from the summit at Eerstertol, or today better known as Bain's Kloof Village, all the way to the endpoint on the outskirts of Wellington. This section covers a distance of 13 kilometers and includes 69 bends, curves and corners, of which 4 are hairpins. The road descends a total of 457 vertical meters, producing a comfortable average gradient of 1 in 28. In the 1800s, this was always the preferred route to the much steeper De Kloof Pass further to the east, due to its comfortable gradients that the ox wagons coped much better with. The first 2 kilometers of the descent towards Wellington takes on a southerly heading. Above you on your left are 2 dominant peaks. The smaller one is Deviation Buttress with a height of 1,239 meters, and the second higher one is called Klein Wellington Sneeuwkop at 1,597 meters. A little further to the southeast is the Groot Wellington Sneeuwkop at 1,685 meters. At the bottom of this section, the road turns sharply towards the west. A strong stream flows under the road here and is labeled as Gabiese Water. The story goes that Bain built himself a house above the road, but he needed a reliable supply of water. He had a furrow dug and diverted the entire stream on the top of the mountain to run right past his house. It has remained as such for over 120 years. If you're cycling up the pass, this is a perfect place to stop to top up your water bottles with clean mountain water. The next 8 kilometers of the descent is peppered with sharp corners and steep gradients. There are a total of 5 spacious view sites along the descent, of which some have picnic facilities. The making of fires is strictly prohibited due to the high risk of mountain fires. Keep a lookout for a sign marked Ruin, which is one of Bain's old buildings on the western side of the road below the road level. A little further there's a small sign marked as Bain's Tunnel. There's limited space to park your car, but the entrance and access to the tunnel is badly overgrown. If you do find the tunnel, you'll be witnessing the attempt by Andrew Bain to make the pass shorter by boring through this nose in the mountain. What you see is the remains of both the western and eastern portal attempts. The pass, which took 4 years to build, was opened in 1853. It's a work of considerable engineering complexity, which is generally regarded as being the magnum opus of Andrew Geddes Bain, the famous road builder and geologist. In 1846, Andrew Bain was appointed as an inspector of roads in the Western Cape, working under Charles Mitchell on the impressive program of road building conceived and implemented by John Montague. One of Montague's ambitions was to open up a direct line of communication with the interior. So whilst engaged on the first major project, the construction of Mitchell's Pass, Bain gave thought to the possibility of building a road cutting straight across the mountains to Wellington instead of all the way around the mountains via the Tulbagh Kloof. Riding back to Mitchell's Pass along the Breda River Valley with Montague from an inspection of the Hohoek Pass, he pointed out to the Colonial Secretary a promising-looking kloof where the Witte River debouched between the Limietberge and the Slanghoekberge, which he considered led in the direction of Wellington. Montague cried out in great excitement, "Bain, that's just the line." Bain found no support for his theory that there must be a way across and down the Witte River Valley until he met Johannes Retief, who had been a distance up the Witte River Kloof from the Breda River end and had also gone a short way down the valley from the Wellington side. Bain noted the following in his journal: "In this frightful terra incognita, everything is repulsive and savagely grand, and may well account for the ignorance that prevails on both sides of the mountains respecting this locality." Finally, the corners come to an end and the road straightens out and levels off a bit at the crossing of the Leeuwtuinsrivier next to the Suiderkruis and Antoniusvlei campsites. Another steep but straight descent follows through rows of tall blue gum trees, then curves past a well-known local winery before descending to the final turn past a farm dam. The pass ends at the outskirts of Wellington at the crossing of a small stream at 137 meters above sea level.